You are listening to GHP Radio, powered by iTrackRadio.com, your independent music source. Fresh, new music, right here on the all-new GHP Radio, your new independent music source.
You can call on me when you have a need, and I will come to you. I will help you make it through. We all fall on hard times. Life has no guarantees. Oh, this I promise. I'll love unconditionally. I will be your shelter when the winds are getting rough. And I will be your comfort when your spirit's had enough. If you'd only trust me, you know I won't let you down. No, no, no. When you're in the valley, I will always be around. Call for me in your time of need. Remember, I'm here for you. Call on me, trust in me. You know I truly love you. All you got to do is trust me, yeah. You know I won't let you down, no, no, no. When those friends forsake you, I will always be around, yeah. Come on. Call on me, oh yeah. I'll be there till the very end. Better believe it, child. Yeah, 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 yeah. Call on me, you can be a friend. I'll be there till the very end. Oh, I promise, it's a promise that you can always call on me. Yeah, you need. Oh yes, it's right here in my hand. Oh yeah, it's in the master plan. All you gotta do is I'll be there till the very end. If you just believe, you can achieve. You can reach the sky. Just open your eyes. Never be afraid to love. Never be afraid to just be. You gotta cast away the chains of doubt and have the courage to be free. Don't cloud your eyes with others' lies. Say only what you wanna see. Just duplicate this simple truth. courage to be free. Open your eyes, you can fly. Open your eyes, you can fly. You can fly. Open your eyes, yes, you can fly. Open your eyes, you can fly. You can fly. Never be afraid to love. No, 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 no. Never be afraid to just be. Gotta cast away those chains of doubt and have the courage to be free. Don't close your eyes with all their lies. See only what you wanna see. Just duplicate this simple truth. Have the courage to be free. Open your eyes, you can fly. Open your eyes, you can fly. You can fly. Open your eyes, you can fly. Open your eyes, you can fly. You can fly. go all night. We gon' show love. We gon' show love what's right. We can go, love will flow, love will grow. All night. What we can do for you. Oh, we can grow if you show love or no. Can do. Just for me, if you show we can grow, love or no, we can go all night, all night, all night. If you show all night we can, all night we can. If you show love, be in love, all night, all night we can go, all night, yeah, we can go if I just got to say I know.
voodoo in the vibe. See, I was captured by your style, but I could not catch your eye. So I stand here helplessly, hoping you'll get into me. I am so into you, I can't think of nothing else. No, no. See, I am so into you, baby, I can't think of nothing else. Thinking how it's gonna be whenever I get you next to me. It's gonna be good, don't you know? From your head to your toes, I'm gonna love you all over, over and over. Hey, me into you, you into me, me into you. Oh yeah, I'm so into you. Oh yeah. Hey baby, driving me crazy, I'm so into you. You when you walked into the room, there was voodoo in the vibe. Oh yeah. See, I was captured by your style, but I could not catch your eyes. So I stand here helplessly, hoping you get into me. I am so into you, I can't think of nothing else. No, no. See, I am so into you, baby, I can't think of nothing else. No, no. Hey, so come here, baby. Hey, yeah, yeah. I'm so into you, baby. I'm loving what you do. Hey, baby, driving me crazy. Oh yeah, I'm so into you. You, hey, hey baby, hey baby, hey baby, I'm so into you, you, hey baby, hey yeah, driving me crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh yeah, I'm loving you, baby. Hey baby, 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 oh yeah, oh hey, yeah, that's voodoo, oh yeah, yes you do. I'm so into you, oh yeah, oh I love your style, oh yeah, say oh wow, I'm so into you, oh yeah, hey baby, hey baby, hey baby, hey baby, I'm so into you, I'm so into you. Yeah. My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine, you make me smile with my heart. Yeah. Your looks are laughable, unphotographable, You're my favorite work of art. Yeah. Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak when you open it to speak? Are you smart? Yeah, babe, but don't change your hair for me. Not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine. Stay. Each day is Valentine's Day. Ooh. Less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak when you open it to speak, baby? Are you smart? Don't you change, baby? Not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine. Stay. Each day is Valentine's. Ooh, each day is Valentine's, yeah. Each day it's Valentine's Day. Ooh, yeah. Each day is Valentine's, yeah. Oh, for you and me, baby. Don't change, baby. Each day's for you and me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of the Indie Live Spot. We're very excited today because we have two great guests. You just heard a couple of tracks, one from each of the gentlemen that we have on the show today. As you can see, we have actually Phil French and Will Howard in the house, y'all. Help me welcome.
Woo! Welcome.
Yes, great music, guys. My goodness, we just in fact, let's see, Phil, we played
Been So Good.
Yeah, Been So Good, and then from Howard, Grizz, what do we have?
That's Strut.
That's
For
right.
Will.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
See me? There's the hint.
Both of those tracks was great, very nice, and
Off the chain.
I think everybody was digging it in the chat too.
Oh yeah,
peeking at it
absolutely.
a bit. But gentlemen, welcome to the show today, man. We're just very excited about having you both, and just man, great music from you guys, man. Phil,
thank you,
and Howard, both of you. So I guess just to get started, now I know Joyce knows Phil. Right, you guys have a somewhat of a relationship,
and he knows Ray too.
yeah.
Don't leave Ray out.
Just found that out as well.
Everybody knows Ray. Everybody knows Ray.
Well, you either know Ray or Ray.
Yeah,
Him and that wife.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know, right, Gris?
Yeah. I'm in the country, hot here. It ain't no sense me wearing a whole lot of clothes.
Yes, you're on the air in front of other people.
I
do not
have.
Why when he gets back home, beat him up for us?
I don't have a shirt.
Is that the same blue, is that the same white shirt you wore under that dress?
Oh. They're still messing with Ray on that, huh?
Hey, Joyce.
Okay, we're back to music, Jerry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
We're back to music, Jerry.
Phil,
My fault. I'll take all the blame.
Hold on, Ray, because I got to get something out before we do this. So
okay,
we played these two tracks. So first, I want Phil to tell us a little bit about the track that we played for him, and then I'm going to ask Will about his track. But Been So Good, man. Tell us a little bit about that one, Phil. What was all the involvement with that track? It was really nice.
Been So Good is this a culmination of my life, regardless of where you are in life. If you calculate everything, you're good, you're bad, your ups and downs, your highs and lows. When you take a look back, you do a 180 and look back, you realize that life has been so good. God has just been so good to you in the midst of your adversity, in the midst of what you're going through. It really isn't that bad. And you look forward, you look out, and having been able to go other places, different cultures, and just to see their ecosystem, their the demographics of where they live and how they function. A lot of countries don't have the common electric grid or functional waterways, clean water and those type of things. I mean, we realize life is good to us, and in turn, I always say God has been so good to us.
Absolutely, man. Very nice.
Well, amen.
Yeah. And Will, tell us about the that strut, man. That was nice. That was real nice.
Well, that like everybody else, life changed a lot in March of 2020. So I started basically just putting together tracks for my own sanity. Just, and I decided to start releasing music. So this is just the latest single of, I've been putting out, probably a song every 6 weeks or so, or every month or so, since maybe May or June of 2020. So this is just something that, I just wanted to do something that was kind of my funk and groove roots. So I just wanted to do something that, something that people can nod their head to. And a lot of people want me to play more bass, like, do more of the bass player thing. So this was kind of me doing the bass player thing. So
Yeah, that was nice though.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was. Now, so Phil, where you're where are you at? Your location?
I live in a suburb of Dallas called Grand Prairie, Texas. It's about 20 minutes from downtown Dallas and 20 minutes from downtown Fort Worth. I'm originally from Washington, D.C., but I relocated here in 2008 now, man. It's like 14 years. No, man, I'm getting old. 14 years now. Wow. I've been in the DF Dub.
Yeah.
I still root for the Redskins, but
okay.
I still root for the Redskins. And they're trying to convert me to be a Cowboy fan, man. But every time I put a Cowboy jersey close to my skin, I'd break out in hives.
Hey, Phil, I know the feeling, baby. I'm a 49ers fan.
As a matter of fact, I in my studio, can y'all see this? I got a back scratcher because every time I say the word cowboy, it'll start itching, man. So I just gotta scratch it.
I love it. Oh, man.
And that's how you got your red skin, right? Isn't that how you got your red skin? That's how you got your red skin, by talking about the cowboy. Get it?
See, Joyce, we're not going. I used to like you, Joyce.
But I like the cowboy, so I had to say something. A little something.
I know. When you grow up, see, it's not that I don't like the Cowboys, but I grew up. I've been indoctrinated against the Cowboys, Indians, growing up in Washington, D.C. We hated the Cowboys, even though they are Cowboy fans there. I was always a hometown guy, so I've been trying to like the Cowboys. I do like Dak Prescott. He's a great, great person. He has a great story. So I love his story, the way his mom, the family and all that. He's a great person. So I really support him. But Cowboys are a great team. I don't dislike them like I used to.
Yeah, I grew up in Louisiana, so I still have a love for the Saints.
Yeah, but
gotcha.
The Cowboys has not won in a while. No Super Bowl or anything. Joyce, I think for the Saints, Katrina helped them get that Super Bowl. And
who cares? They got it.
Look here.
It's like, y'all only won by 1 point. Who cares? We won.
Yeah.
I used to bet my supervisor. I think I won probably $5,000 off of him. They did not win a game. And he was down in Pennsylvania, and all he was rapping is them Saints. I said, well, let's bet this money then. We bet it. Ain't won nothing.
Okay, well, Phil, not Phil, I'm sorry. I want to jump over to Will real quick. So tell us about your stomping grounds, Will. Where are you out of?
Yeah.
Well, I am in Chicago, where it is probably, I think it's actually kind of warm today. It's like maybe 20 degrees. It is exactly warm. 20 degrees. Yeah, that's warm today.
That's warm in Chicago.
It's 20 degrees today.
Yeah.
I'm originally from the south suburbs of Chicago. I was born in a place called Harvey, and I grew up in Chicago Heights, which is about 20 miles from Chicago. But I've lived in the city for 30 years. So,
Okay.
and you know, so I'm a Chicago guy, and you know, we won't even talk about football.
Well, you can go ahead and put yours in. Go ahead and put yours
I
in
know,
too.
right? Right there.
I mean, you know, we got a new coach and a new GM, and you know, we have a promising young quarterback. So we'll see how they're gonna mess that up. But you know. I'm a basketball fan.
Phil, the way I feel about it, I don't feel sorry for the Bears. I don't feel sorry for the Redskins.
Why not?
Cowboys are the same because they get their money regardless.
Oh, we don't even talk about how the Bears have threatened to move to the suburbs. And, you know, after renovating Soldier Field with public money, now they're threatening, like, oh, we're going to move to Arlington Heights, which I'm pretty sure a lot of the season ticket holders, that's actually where they live, out in the suburbs. But, you know, it's, and you losing, and you got the nerve to talk about leaving? Don't go.
That happened to Dallas.
They're missing out on money, though, man. I had a friend of mine used to work at the Cowboys Stadium. And every time I would go to the game when they played the Redskins, she would let me come in. I bought a cheap $25 ticket. And she was a manager at the club level. So she took me up there, and I would sit at a table up on the club level, literally about 30 yards from Jerry Jones. And she said, you see them seats right there in that blue section? Yes, they're $125,000 a piece. And you can't buy no less than two of them. And that's just the leasing rights to the games, to come to the game.
Right.
And then you had to buy the tickets on top of that. That's like, man, and it's 30,000. Yeah, then you had to buy the tickets on top of that.
Yeah,
you know,
so it doesn't come with a ticket.
Oh no, that's just the rights to go to the game for that club level. So it's so much money they're missing out on. So I understand them. It may not be right, but I understand them wanting to move out to the suburbs where they can build a luxury stadium because it's going to attract so many more people.
And Soldier Field is one of the smaller stadiums, but it's, you know, we have a bunch of stuff going on in the city. So there's other places where public money can be spent.
Yeah.
You know, that
exactly.
makes
Right.
But I think that's every major city. That's every major city.
Phil, tell us about the music in Grand Prairie / Dallas.
Yeah.
How is it going out here? Like, I don't know, but.
Ooh-wee. Man, I tell you what, when I moved to Texas, I quickly found out how hard the music scene here is in Dallas for jazz, so to speak, you know. And with that being said, 90% of what I make is out of the state, you know what I mean? I from traveling, you know, from performance. From the performance platform, 90% of what I make is out of the state. Texas is a great place, though. People here love music. They love jazz. But it's just that Texas is so big, and there's so much to do spread out, so it's kind of hard to get a bunch of people in one location. Everybody's doing something, but they're in different locations. So to get the large crowds that I get on the East Coast, it's kind of hard because, like, it's hard to get here because there's so many venues and places here to play that everybody's spread out. So everybody goes within their region. So someone in Fort Worth really isn't going to come to Dallas. Someone up in Plano is not going to come all the way to Fort Worth for an event.
Right.
It's very hard for the. I'm talking to you guys like you understand. Yeah, they don't really want to drive 40-something miles one way, 50 miles one way to get to an event. So they're gonna everything here is regionalized. So you really have to target the little suburbs and the little pockets here. It's a little different. It's different from what I'm used to. So, you know, for me, you know, I drive 3 hours when I'm on the East Coast. I could be in New York from DC. I could be in Philly in 2 hours. You know, 2 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I'm 45 minutes from me in DC. I'm in Baltimore. So, and an hour south, I'm in Richmond. So it's like everything. You know, that 3 hour loop here. Only major city I have from me here in Dallas is Austin.
Yeah. That's true.
And Austin is hot now. Now Austin is really hot. You know.
I like Austin.
But the only reason
I thought about moving there at one time.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, the only reason I didn't move to Austin, though, for me, the only reason I didn't move to Austin, because right here in Dallas, for me, logistically to travel, I got Southwest here, which is their their national hub, and then you have American here, which is a hub. So I get the best of prices going anywhere. I could fly round trip to California for $150. Yeah. So it's like, for me to do what I do, logistically, it's best for me to be here in Dallas. But Houston and Austin, I think they're a hotter scene for music, entertainment than here. But logistically, all those flights, even when I check those flights, all those flights still come through Dallas.
Yep.
Well,
I remember being on tour there. I remember being on tour in Texas, and we drove you finish a gig and then you drive all night. And we're not even there yet. Like, I'm thinking,
right. You're still in Texas.
I'm like, we still in Texas?
Right.
Yeah, man.
A lot of country out there.
Yeah, it's 13. It's 13 hours from east to west tip. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that Dallas. I think Fort Worth is more progressive than Dallas was the music go. And Austin is a lot progressive, and Houston, but Dallas is kind of slow, I think.
Yeah, they're building it up though. Dallas, with the revitalization of Dallas, South Dallas, the gentrification going on is building up so nice over here. So I guess within the next year, it's going to be popping, because there's a lot of money, a lot of private money going into businesses down there. I'm doing a Valentine's event this weekend there, and next weekend there, 3 days, and it's sold. It's sold out all 3 days, Joyce.
Well, it just depends on the circle that you travel in.
Exactly.
If you're focusing on small venues, you're not going to get paid. It's just not a lot of money. They can't afford it. You have to. I think that every musician, or every artist, has to find what their niche is, find what their groove is. There are some things that are moving and shaking, like you said. But since it hasn't come to pass, hasn't started, I'm not going to talk about it yet, if you know what I mean.
Right.
But there are some people that are doing some things to make it better for musicians. And you have to, because you've done that. You've identified who you are as a musician. That's why you get to fly all over the country. They keep calling you back. You deliver, they call you back. Not everybody's able to do that.
I think it's so important as an artist to, a lot of times, I've played for all these people for all these years. I mean, from the big names to the no names, I was 20 years in the game just about. I was like, man, I don't have any gigs, I'll be transparent. I was MD with Yolanda for a minute, for a good season. Then when the tour and everything was over, I was like, wow, I don't have no gigs. I don't have no money. I don't have no money. I'm used to flying out every Friday morning and coming back on Mondays, making good money. And so I decided, and this was in the year of 1990, 99, 98, 99. I said, you know what? I'm playing for me from now on, So we have to, as an artist, you have to be committed to yourself. Yeah. A lot of musicians are just musicians. If you aren't committed to your brand and committed to developing your brand, like the place I turned down, somebody wanted me to go while he had to minister and preach, but it was making him look good. I said, well, what you working with? He said, man, you could do this. I said, nah, man, I don't do that. So I respectably declined. Maybe we can come back and do it again on my business model, my ministry model, however you want to say it. So, for a church, it's a ministry model. If I'm doing a club somewhere, it's a business model. So I was like, well, on this time, let's just wait. That's not my ministry platform. So I'll just wait to be able to do it again. But I love to meet the guy. You gotta protect your brand. If you don't protect your brand, next thing you know, you'll be stuck as a session musician, doing nothing, everything for everybody else. And you die, you have no legacy. Not a legacy with your name on it.
That makes
sense. And that's
what
I meant. You have to find it. You have to find you. You have to find you. And it doesn't mean you won't play with other people, because I play with other bands. But with the understanding that if I'm already booked with my own, they can go to the next person. Do you know what I mean? So, I you have to diversify to make some money because it's like you said with Yolanda Adams, and I'm sure that was. Oh, tell me about touring with her. That's amazing because I'm a fan.
Yo-Yo is great. I call her Yo-Yo.
Yo,
But
yo.
it's
Okay.
Yolanda is great. She's an incredible talent, you know. And I tell people what you see and hear on the record is not what she is. I mean, she's good, she's great on the record, but to see her ad lib her show live is it takes her to another level. And this is a true story. While we were out, and it's just like in the battle is not your days, and you know more than the melody days, and so it was like, you know, we were in these hotels, you know, it was just me and her, you know, and all this kind of stuff. So I actually had the privilege of teaching her how to circular breathe, you know, so once she got that breathing technique down, I mean, she was already a monster before.
Right.
But once she got that circular breathing technique down, oh my Lord, man. It's like it just took her vocals like to the moon and to infinity and beyond, like Buzz Lightyear, man. Her skill set now, man, is even now compared to back then, that's 20 years ago now. I mean, that's 20 years ago, easily, yeah. And man, she's incredible, man.
Wow.
It was
Phil,
incredible learning for her. Yeah.
Phil, when you were working with Yolanda, were you working with Tyrone Dickerson and Phil Ratliff and those guys? Also?
Yeah, Tyrone Dickerson. So it kind of during that time frame.
We all.
Yeah, Tyrone and the Chicago crew was the main crew that she did stuff with, like in the I guess the East region, not East region, but the Midwest stuff and out to the West. Yeah. But on the East Coast stuff, my band we did I MD'd for her all up the East Coast, and toward my end we started merging. I guess the other guys, Quinn used to play drums, and
Quinn Anderson.
I forgot his. Yeah, Quinn. Yeah, used to play drums, and what's the guy to play bass? He passed though.
Anthony Harmon.
He used to play. Yeah, Anthony Harmon passed. Yeah, but he used to play bass. You know, so we
great
but you know, then we got to get great guy, funny dude, a clown, man. But,
hilarious.
Yeah, he was a clown. So
hilarious.
Yeah, but we did that, and then Tyrone, we started doing some stuff. We did, you know, presentations with her and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but it was real good, man. It was real good. But I did the East Coast stuff from I guess Boston all the way down to I guess North Carolina all the way down south. I handled the East Coast stuff, and the Chicago crew did the other stuff. I guess back then, you know, the money wasn't as strong as it is now. So you had to regionalize stuff. You know, East Coast, we would be able to get in the van. They would get a van, and we all get in the van, and we roll. But it wasn't nothing but 2 hours. Was to go to Philly, it wasn't nothing but 2 hours. So we get in the van, we go hit the van. You know, we go to the van, come back. You don't have to pay a hotel. We go up there, got a dressing room, change, boom, come back. You know, so I mean, East Coast was, you know, yes, we did that, man. I'm gonna stop talking, man. I'll start talking too much.
No, it's
a small world.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Well,
I know you know everybody there in Chicago, man, in the industry.
No, that's all right.
Yeah.
Gary, what else would we like to know from these two amazing?
I just kind of want to post kind of almost the same thing that you asked Phil to Howard, to Will. Kind of.
Wait, what was the question?
Yeah.
The music scene in Chicago, what is it like?
Well, you know, I always say that there is not one music scene in Chicago. There are many. It's a large city. It's the second or third largest city. And it's, we have a weird, I don't know if so there's a weird kind of segregation in Chicago. Black people kind of live over on the south side and west side, and other people live on the north side. And, you know, and that also is reflected in like the venues. And there's a lot of venues in the suburbs now. So I've kind of, you know, I've been playing since I've been playing clubs since I was 17 years old.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not 17 anymore. I'm a little older than that.
None of us are.
So I've kind of so it's a little different from me now because I do more corporate gigs. Like when I'm playing, I play with artists, and then I do I'll do weddings and corporate gigs because I have to actually make some money these days.
Right.
But there is a thriving club scene, but like the jazz scene, oddly enough, where it could reasonably be said that Chicago is one of the places where it's one of the birthplaces of kind of like the modern smooth jazz, funky jazz scene sound. And if you've noticed, a lot of guys from Chicago play with everybody. Any major artist, they got somebody from Chicago with some type of Chicago connection playing. So, and that's because that's what we used to do in the club. So it's like when you go to see shows, because the records are different. Like, and my because I'm an independent artist and I basically just make records the way I just play without I want. It's not to a formula. So my stuff, it has solos. I've been told by radio people, well, you have solos on the record. Like there's too much improvising. And I'm like, yeah, because that's the way we play. So that's what I'm interested in doing. But when you go to a show, you hear guys stretching out and it's funky and people are dancing and it's moving. So to me, that's the type of music that you should play, but that's what we do here.
Yeah.
So, when I was in my early 20s, there used to be a club called the Jazz Bulls. And it was this little club down in the basement up on the north side. The first time I went in there, I was like, this can't be the place they're talking about. Like, because when I was at school, they were talking about, oh, you got to go see this band Insight. And I was like, well, okay. And me and my buddy was a little older, so he knew how to go in with a fake ID. Because I thought I was going to get arrested. I thought if I tried to sneak in the club, but I looked old enough and it was dark. And the guy at the door took one look at me and he knew that I was a musician. He kind of was like, more musicians. And then he looked at me and he's like, don't drink any alcohol and let us in. And from the first note, because they had all this really nice equipment that I had seen in magazines, and I was like, well, who are these dudes? Like, because we're in a basement, and from the very first note, my life changed that night. Like, to this day, 30 some odd years later, I remember like sitting there like, wow. But I also got a little intimidated because I was like, if these dudes are playing in a basement, what am I going to be able to do? But that was my introduction into that kind of culture. And that's the culture we come from. So the scene in Chicago is, you have enormously talented people. The venues don't like to pay, like just on the local set. But it's a great breeding ground, and that's why you see people. Phil asked me earlier if I knew Markwell Jordan. I've known Markwell for years and years and years. And basically, Markwell sounded the same way he does now 15 years ago in a club with 20 people. And he was putting on the same show. And that's how it is. It's like when you go out and you hear guys play, they're going for it.
Yeah.
And, and that's why when you get an opportunity to work with national artists, it's just a smooth transition, We're just happy to not have to carry equipment and actually make some money.
Right.
I hear you.
But what genre would you say if somebody says, hey, what genre of music do you play? How would you answer?
I'm a musician. So I play everything from straight ahead jazz. I play upright.
Nice.
I play straight ahead jazz. I play contemporary jazz. I play R&B, soul music. I do a lot of work in the hip hop realm. So I make beats. I'm also a beat maker, and that's another. It's kind of like always been parallel careers.
Yeah.
So I've done. I've worked with a lot of hip hop artists. So I don't really define myself as like I play jazz or now as a solo artist, because I have some music that's coming soon that's not like the music I've made that I've released now. Like it's totally. I have out and out hip hop tracks.
Okay, great.
I love, so
I like that.
vocal stuff with vocal. I don't sing, but I have some great
Yeah.
vocalists that I'm working with. So
I'm like Gris. I would love to hear it because Gary has some hip hop stuff too.
Yeah.
And-
yeah,
and listen to Gary Houston's original stuff is straight up smooth groove, right, Gary?
Yeah, when I was listening to him, I was kind of relating to him. I was like, yeah, I like that because, I like to not be in a box, be able to do a lot of different
Right.
stuff. So,
well, that's how. Like when I was coming up, I would look at guys like there's a guy who played with Miles Davis for many years, and Daryl Jones was Daryl's a few years older than I am, so I would see he's playing with Miles, and he's playing with Sting, and now he's with the Rolling Stones, and he's been doing that for 30 years. Another guy, Richard Patterson, who's a great, amazing bass player, also played with Miles Davis. Then he segued to David Sanborn, Boss Skaggs, and all of these people. So from the beginning, it's always been communicated to me that you should be able to do anything.
Right.
You should be able to take your talents to any situation. And I've also done a lot of session work, and so that y'all need to play some country music. I can play some country music.
Right.
You
Right.
need to play, whatever.
Yeah, so basically, you're a well-rounded musician because you can do any genre.
Right. And and some things you like better than others.
right.
Exactly.
Of course,
yeah.
of course. Yeah.
Of course, that you enjoy it better. But
When I was a kid, I played polka music with a guy. But some of my first professional gigs.
I could just see.
Kid I went to high school with.
I'd like to see that myself.
His dad had a polka band, and we have an enormous Polish population here in Chicago.
Right.
His dad had a polka band, and the bass player, I was 15 years old, and the bass player broke his arm. And the kid asked me, because he was playing drums in his dad's band, he's like, well, my dad wants to know if you could play a gig with us, and it pays $100.
Okay.
And I was like, 100? I'm 15.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a lot.
$100.
Hey.
It's a lot back then. Yeah.
And I had to ask my parents.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad being, the practical person he was. So, my mother was like, what? Well, what are you going to wear? And, I said, I got to wear a suit. And, I grew up going to church, so I got suits.
Right.
And my dad took me and somehow made friends with all of these Polish people. But he was like, and I got paid, I got $100.
Yeah.
But then my allowance got cut off because my dad is like, because my dad was like, if you can go out and make $100,
Your own money.
why am I paying you?
Oh, at 15. Oh
And I
gosh.
still had to cut the grass and do chores and other stuff.
Mhm.
But yeah, so
You
Look at
got
that.
paid to do chores, Doc?
not really.
I was gonna say, no,
My-
you
my
had it
parents were
good,
older.
boy.
My
Right.
parents were old. I'm a second marriage surprise kid. So
Oh,
my
okay.
parents, they were established by the time I came along. So
Right.
Yeah.
I could get that $5 a week or $10 a week, but I was working for now. I think I was child abuse. I think that was child abuse because I'm
You got allowance. You got allowance. You weren't child abuse. I ain't getting nothing. Doc.
Exactly. I didn't get an allowance. Didn't have money.
Me either.
No, but real quick.
Hey,
Oh, so I was
wanna
my
thank-
parents worked me.
real
My
quick,
parents
real
worked
quick.
me so hard.
Go ahead.
My parents worked me so hard. I thought I missed out on my starting role of the movie Roots, man. Boy, man. I thought my name was Toby or Chicken George or something.
We're like, oh no.
Boy, man, I was
No, but
cutting
real
grass.
quick, I do want to thank Audley Reed because of Audley, that's how I got Will to come
Yeah.
on the show.
Oh yeah, we've
Thank
been
you,
working
Audley.
together. Audley and I have been working together for 20, 30, I don't know. And I've worked on a lot of. I played with Audley live, and over the pandemic, I've worked on a lot of the recordings with him and Sam Hankins. So
Yep,
shout
they're
out to
both
Sam.
and they're in the chat room.
Oh, okay. So don't say nothing bad.
I have nothing bad to say about those two.
No, those
Not
dudes,
at all.
you know, Sam trusted me enough to, you know, he hit me. I had him play on something, and then he was like, "Oh, could you mix this record for me?" And so I just started doing mixing and mastering for him. And you know, we've done quite a few things, so you know, that's fun. You know,
Let me ask this: Will did Sam and Ollie ever put you on them wigs?
Wigs.
I
That's
was
it.
not in that band. I will nope.
Did you say wigs?
Wigs, yeah. 'Cause remember
Yes.
they had those like from the 70s,
Man.
the afros
Yeah.
they put on.
Okay. Yeah.
And look, we teased oddly when that whole project started up. You know, I know the guy. You know, because Chicago is a big city but a small town, so we all kind of know each other. And when I saw the pictures, I hollered.
So did I. When I saw one, I'm like, what?
I was like, what are you doing?
Hey,
I was like, they couldn't possibly be paying you that much.
Bill, we're in the entertainment business. You never know what we're going to do.
Trust me. I used
But
to
them
play with
cats
a band
is
where we
weird.
dressed up in 70s costumes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I've
but at the
done-
time I had long locks. So I was like, I guess I'm Bob Marley or somebody. I'm not going to put on the afro wig. It wouldn't fit
Hey,
on
brother,
my
did you wear the high heel shoes with the goldfish in the bottom?
you know what? We were supposed to wear the high heel shit.
It's
what do you call it?
Platforms.
Platforms,
And
y'all.
I got a bad
Come on.
knee, so I got out of it.
Boy, look here.
Platforms in the super. What is it called? The not Superman suit. Superfly.
Superfly.
Coat. The Superfly coat platforms. You know what I mean? The hat.
Butterfly
Oh
collar.
yeah.
Yeah. All there you go. Thank you. Now
But you know, but like you said, as an entertainer, if that's what the gig, you know, trust me, I've worn some outfits. My oldest daughter is 27, but I have a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old. And my middle daughter was going through some pictures, and she was like, "What do you like from gigs in the '90s?" You know, and I used to do like a lot of New Jack Swing gigs. I played
right.
all those
Yeah.
gigs. And my daughter was like, "What do you have on? And why was your hair like that?" Like, you know, because I had, you know, we all had the cat tops. And, you know, and then I grew locks, so I had like, you know, I'm looking like a piece of broccoli, and she was just like, and she was just like, "Why were you wearing that? Why were you outside looking like this?"
Oh.
I was like,
Go ahead,
"Getting
man.
money
I
to
had-
pay for you."
I had a pair of I bought a couple of pairs of platform shoes,
Here we go.
and I went to Stevie Wonder concert. Boy, it was nice out there and everything. You know, I had me a couple of drinks and going on in.
Tell them what
Man,
else
I
you were
broke.
wearing. Tell them what else you were wearing.
Huh?
Tell him what else you were wearing besides your platform shoes. You weren't naked.
Well, I left them platform shoes in there after I broke the heel on. I said I would never wear another platform shoe. That was the first and the last time. Them shoes were probably still up under the chairs in that Coliseum.
He was wearing a
I
cashmere
couldn't do it.
sweater. Was one of the things he was wearing.
But yeah, I wore the cashmere sweater. I had the cashmere coat, you know, white and ties up in the front, and bell bottom, man, shit. You couldn't tell me nothing. But I had to come back down on the ground with them platform shoes. One more.
But I like Phil. How would you describe the genre of music that you play?
Well, I kind of want to piggyback off of what Will says because I play jazz. I was okay. Let me back up. I was trained classically through high school, so I literally didn't play jazz until I was grown.
Right.
I said I went through high school, went through all-state orchestra, classically trained. I had a partial going to Peabody School of Music for classical saxophone, and I didn't go. My parents couldn't afford. I had a partial scholarship. I'm the first of four, so my daddy wasn't going to come off. Back then, in '86 when I graduated, he wasn't coming off $20,000 a year for me to go to school, even though it was a partial. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you know, and it was no way I could go. You know, even for music back then. So, so I went in the military, and going into the military, I turned on the I got turned on to jazz. I was in the Persian Gulf, and I got over and we went into Bahrain. You know, in Bahrain, and went downtown to the souk, and I started seeing all this jazz music. You know, so I bought these jazz tapes, all the Grover Washington stuff, David Sanborn stuff. I said, oh man, this is cool, man. This is cool. You know, I'm a church boy. I grew up in church. All I knew was church, and I knew classical music. Classical music, but when I got turned on to jazz, man, by the time I get out, man, I get called to play for some different things. Somebody turned me on. That's how I met Gene Carn. You know, I was all into Charlie Parker. I mean, that's all I wanted to do was I wanted to get in front of the mic. I wanted to stand in front of the mic, Joyce, and get my man. Boy, I didn't get my stage etiquette was a big fat zero. You know, stage etiquette was a zero. And Jane Carn, man, I bless her heart, man, a sweet soul, man. She told me that she said, Phil, you know, you got to learn how to work the crowd. And you got to play the song, you know. And she sat me down after the gig. You said, you're playing, but you're not playing the song, and you got to work the crowd. So that week I went out and got a wireless microphone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Went out and got a wireless system, and I invested in my sound. She said, you got to invest in your sound. So I got a mic. Back in the day, Will, I got one of them quadriverbs. You remember the quadriverb, man?
Yes, sir. I literally got one sitting over here.
I got one in my... I still have it in my rack over here, dude. In my live gig rack. Yeah, I still got the quadriverb, man. And I got the quadriverb, and I got me a little compressor, one of the old DBX compressors. I think it was a 266. And that would help. And an Arl Exciter. Yeah, I had a good rig, man. So we playing with Gene. I would go out, man, carrying this big, heavy SKB case, man, all this stuff in it, man.
Through the airport. Yes.
and bro, when I tell you, man, everywhere I went, my sound was the same. She said, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. So I had a little delay. You know, I had a delay. I didn't know what delay was back then.
I know,
man.
right?
So I got the little delay and reverb going, and she was like, okay, that's what we do now. Walk out in the crowd. I said, what you mean? Walk out in the crowd. Work the crowd. Go and take the show. I was like, okay. So I walked out and played. You know, I was nervous as Hades, man. I had no idea what I was doing. But I walked out in the crowd, and I got back. The crowd went crazy. I said, oh, so this is how you work the crowd. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I've been stuck on jazz ever since because, you know, playing with her, you know, she's scattered. She, you know, most people don't know that Gene Carn, even though she has the Closer Than Close and Don't Let It Go to Your Head Boy hits, her forte to me was singing and scatting, you know, doing a scat and bopping the scat. Oh my God. Yeah. She has a whistle game. Whistling, her whistle could sell platinum records if you ask me. I mean, she's incredible on that straight ahead thing. And she taught me. We were shared that way, you know what I mean? And it was because of her. I owe it all to Gene Carn, because if it wasn't for Gene Carn, I wouldn't have been hooked up with Pieces of a Dream. I wouldn't have met them guys. This is a true story. 25th birthday, right? Mm-hmm. I had a gig with Gene Carn up in Philadelphia at the aquarium right there in downtown, and I went there. I was so excited. It's my birthday. We going up there. We get in our van and we ride up 95, 2.5 hours. We go to get there, dress up, get to the show, and not knowingly we had to wear these tuxedos for this little formal event. We all had tuxes on, and so we always open the show for Gene. So we open up with Mr. Magic, you know. So I'm up here playing Mr. Magic, yada 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 yada, and Gene Carn walks out on stage. You know, we introduce Gene Carn. And she said, I got a surprise for somebody in here, you know. I got a surprise for everybody. You know, how many birthdays we have in the house? And she goes about, you know, oh, you had a birthday too? Different birthday people. Well, today is our saxophonist birthday. Let's give him a happy birthday, y'all. And he does everybody gives me a happy birthday. I thought that was it. Next thing I know, man, I see somebody walking to the stage, but I didn't really pay attention because, you know, the lights, Will. You can't see the lights, man.
You can't see it.
And next thing after the lights get under me, Grover Washington is standing right in front of me, dog.
Oh my God.
Dude, this is my idol, man. This is my Hashitashi moment. This is the Hashitashi moment, you know. And I was like, oh my God, I still got the picture to this day, bro. It's like, dude, I say,
Well,
he said,
you
hey
had
man,
to
you
play Mr. Magic in front of
Oh,
yeah.
Grover
Well,
without knowing
I
he
played
was
it in
there.
front of him. I
But
played
you
it in
not
front of him.
knowing.
No, I didn't know he was there, dude. I had no
Wow.
idea, bro.
Woo!
So he said, "Hey man, you played my song, good man." It's like, dude, you heard that? He's like, "Oh yeah, man, you did a good job."
Oh.
And hold on, this is the icing on the cake. He says, "Hey man, you mind if I sit in?" He said, "Yeah." He said,
Ooh.
and I look around. He said, "Well, can I play your sax?" I say, "Can you play my sax? Which
Oh
one
my
you want?" You know?
goodness.
Right.
So Joyce, he takes my alto. He said, "Hey man, I got a little thing." He wiped it off. He said, "We good, man. We good." And so he wiped it off, man. He played, man. We did Strawberry. He played alto. I played soprano. We did Strawberry Moon together and The Look of Love. You know,
Oh,
some songs that he did.
wow.
And that's like the highlight of my.
Wow.
That's like
Your
if
career
you ever
there.
meet your idol, a person that you like bow down to, and to get that as a gift, man, that was like one of the best gifts I've ever had in my life. For him
Yeah.
to
That's
come up on
cool.
stage.
Mm-hmm.
That
And
would
to
be
this
like-
day, to this day, his sons, they still reach out to me. We keep in touch.
Oh, cool.
You know,
That's cool.
and from that moment on, he would invite us out to his house every time we went to Philly.
Oh, wow.
We go to grow every time we went, he would invite us to the house for dinner, and him and his wife would invite us out to the house for dinner. After our show, even if we wasn't around, come on over to the house. You know, we all to bed. We go over there and hang out, man. She cooked us spaghetti dinner and all that stuff, man.
Nice.
That was just, it was
Wow.
crazy, man.
Incredible,
Oh, that's a
bro.
great story.
That
That's a
is.
great
Yeah.
story.
Hey,
You know, I'm
hey,
glad
I
he didn't
got one
show up.
question, though.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I got one question though.
Mm-hmm.
Since you grew up in the DMV, you mentioned you studied classically and then church. No go-go?
Yes. Oh, dude. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got the go-go
That's
swing,
sweet.
baby.
That's
do what? Come on, I'm a Chuck Brown
Yeah.
disciple, brother.
Yes, sir. Now, have you done?
It's a matter of-
I'm not familiar with your catalog. Have you done any go-go stuff?
Man, it's funny you say that. I got a go-go Christmas that I'm working on now that's coming up for Christmas.
Oh,
And
right.
this is the honest to God is my Lord and Savior, my best friend in the world. Always, every week, he said, "Man, you working on my song yet, man?" I say, "What you talking about? Man, I need my go-go song, bro. Make my go-go song, bro." He been begging me for a go-go song for about 10 years. So I promised him that 2022, I'm gonna have a go-go song, and I'm gonna do a go-go Christmas. I did a Christmas show. What week was that? The day after Christmas, actually. I did a Christmas concert in Virginia, in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and we did all the songs go-go, and the people went crazy over the go-go. That was like the nail in the coffin for me. I'm definitely doing a go-go record,
The
a
first
go-go
time
Christmas,
I heard,
man.
the first time I heard go-go live, because I had heard it but not live, which is a whole different. Hey, you got to hear it live. And
Yeah,
I was in DC doing a gig with a guy named Tim Cunningham, great saxophone player. You guys should have
yeah,
Tim, because
Yeah.
Tim's a monster. So we were doing the Black Expo, and
Oh yeah, that's a great.
we were
man, yeah.
doing it, and so we, you play all day, and then we had the night off because we played at Tacoma Station like that Friday and Saturday. And
Oh yeah,
but that I forget, I just happened to go. We were staying over by Howard, I think, and
yeah.
I've
Georgia
been in
Avenue.
I've been in hoods all around the world, so I know when I'm in the hood. But I heard some music, and I was like, "What is that's somebody playing?" And so, not really knowing where I'm at, I just go, "Oh, well, what's this place?" And then it's $10 to get in, or
Mhm.
And
At Tacoma Station.
no, this was another spot. This was just like
Oh,
I
okay.
forget the band who was playing, but they were playing. I had never seen Go-Go live, and
Oh,
I had to be up. We had to be at the gig the next morning at like 10 o'clock in the morning. I don't think I didn't go back to the hotel till about 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Wow.
Because they
Goodness.
played till 4:30 in the morning.
Wow.
yeah, that's right, baby. That's right. Oh
You know,
man, and I tell you what, bro, Tacoma Station. Ramsey Lewis used to own a restaurant right next to the Tacoma
Oh,
Station,
wow.
right?
Yeah. I remember
And
that.
so
Ramsey.
he owned a restaurant, but he would always come in and sit in with us on Thursday nights, man, and kill the joint, man. I mean,
Oh,
kill
man.
the
Man,
joint.
So
Tacoma
cool.
Station was, I swear, that was one, like when they like you,
They go crazy about you, dog.
they go nuts to the point. I can't. Since you're a pastor, I won't cuss. I'll plead.
You all right, man? Go ahead, man.
I'll plead.
You can go.
No,
You can go ahead, man.
But one night I was playing there with Tim, and Tim and I went outside to catch, because it's small, it was really hot in there. So we went outside, and we're just standing outside, chilling between sets. And this brother walked up to us, and he's one of the real brothers.
Yeah.
He wasn't hard, but he was a player. He was dressed, and he walked up, and he looked at us, and he said, "Hey, y'all up in the band, right?" And we were like, "Yeah." And he was like, "You MFs can play." That's one of the highest
compliments.
Because he was like, "I don't tell no other man nothing, but you MFs, y'all all right, y'all cool."
I get that too.
That's the night I met Daryl Dawkins.
Like, okay,
Daryl Dawkins was there in a yellow suit.
Who?
Daryl Dawkins, the basketball player.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was
the Tacoma
playing for the
Station
Bullets
is
at the
a
time.
the Tacoma Station is a national. It used to be a national jazz spot known all over the world, man.
Yeah.
All the
It's
majors
gone,
have played
though,
there,
right?
man.
Is it
No, it's still there.
Is
They revitalized it. The problem is that the neighborhood gave them problems because gentrification, of course. So that area and real estate wise is so expensive now, and it's like you definitely high 6-figure earners living over there. So they got a whole thing in DC now about parking. You know what I mean? So it's you can't park around there no more because they're towing everybody. So because it's a residential neighborhood, really.
Yeah.
But behind it is residential. So now they're just trying to figure out, and it's too far to walk from the subway or the train station. So they've been hurt for a while with this whole. They've been holding on, man, but it's they're trying to buy a lot. I think
y'all have to do a shuttle service. Find a parking area with a shuttle service. That might save the club.
But they don't have it there. Not in DC.
I mean,
it's all residential.
The venue may have to come up with a shuttle service for people. Park in a certain area. That's probably the only way they're going to survive. If you know what I mean.
I don't think you understand, Joyce. There is no parking in DC now. Everything is zoned. Neighborhoods, communities are zoned. The only parking is downtown, which is like from this club we're talking about.
And
it's at least 30 minutes away.
30
minutes in traffic. Yeah. Traffic in DC is insane. It's like you can't drive faster than 20 miles an hour in the city. It's 25 miles an hour now in the city. You're getting tickets. So.
And not like you can expand in DC either.
No.
There's nowhere to go.
Real estate in DC is crazy.
Let me ask you this, Phil.
What did you say, Phil? I'm sorry. I will. What did you say?
Oh, no, I was saying that the parking and that whole situation is worse than Chicago. Like, because it's built differently. Chicago, downtown Chicago is the same way.
Yeah.
So, Will, you remember that club, Will, back in the day? You could park in front of the club. Back in the day, you could double park and all. Yeah, you can't do that anymore, man. You can't park in front of businesses anymore. And if they catch you double zoning, you getting told, no warnings, all that stuff, man.
Let me ask you this.
Y'all better let Mac in.
Because he'll keep pestering you.
I'm sorry, Mac. Go ahead, Dr. Mac.
Well, okay, then, I used to kick around in D.C. and I can't remember this. Oh, it's on 8th and 8th and Girard. You know that area? Northeast?
Yeah, over there with the fish joint over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dickie Fish, yeah.
I used to kick it around through there, even coming out of New Jersey, Philadelphia, and all that.
But it's all different now. When the last time you been there, Ray?
Man, it's been some years.
Man, if you haven't been there in the last 3 years, man, you would recognize it. It's changed so much, man.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine.
That whole 8th Street is built up. It's all businesses. You got streetcars going down the middle of the road. No parking on the side. There's no parking zones. You can't even park there. You got to catch public transportation through there or Uber or. It's crazy, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Only zoned or what you call permitted residential parking. That's it.
Wow. Gary, Did you have any more music to play?
Yeah,
from these
let's
guys?
get at least one more from each
Yeah.
of them.
Thank you, Grizz.
Before our time gets away from us, we
Yeah.
only have like half an hour left.
Right, and it goes
Is that
quick,
right?
and it goes fast. So yeah. So I only have one more from Howard, and then
Well-
and then of course Phil, you gave us like 2 or 3 other extra ones. So I don't know if you
Which one do you got on there? Haven't you played?
the one I did play earlier was Been So Good. So out of the rest of them, which one would you like me to play? You want me to play? You got Can't Deny It, Dreaming, I'm a Soldier, and Power.
Play. I'm a soldier, man. I'm a soldier. I'm a bad man.
Okay.
Yes.
All right,
Shut your
cool. And then and then of course we got Little Boy for Will. So
Well-
both of you, can you just kind of give us a brief story about each of these tracks here, and we'll get them on right quick for our viewers.
Go ahead,
Go
Dr.
ahead,
Will.
Phil.
I don't want to talk. Okay.
Well, Little Boy is one of my 12-year-old Trevor's nicknames. We call him Little Boy, and he actually helped co-produce this song in a way of speaking, because I was basically working. I work from home, and I have kids, and they're around. They're used to being, hearing beats and stuff like that. And so I was going through. I was trying to set up the idea. I knew I wanted to do an Afro beat song, and I was working on the beat, and I was, going through a bunch of different options. And he stops me. And normally musicians' kids are so used to hearing music that it kind of just is the soundtrack to their life. So
Right.
he stops and he comes back over, into my studio, and he's just like, yeah, that one. Like, he starts telling me what to do. And I was like, oh, you producing that. But he was like, yeah, that one, and use that sound, and use, like he was like, yeah, that's a good beat. I like that one. And so I just went with his ideas. And I was like, wait a minute. You're actually making a lot of really good choices. And at 12 years old, with no formal training from me beyond just environment, he knows how to run Logic and Pro Tools and all this stuff. And it's like a video game to him. So he knows how, and he makes his little beats and stuff like that. But that's where that came from. So I said, well, I was going to name it Trevor something. Then I was like, no, we're going to call it Little Boy, because that's what we call it. So, so that's the story behind that. And it's just, and this song features a great Chicago saxophone player, a friend of mine named Chris Green.
Okay.
Chris is another guy that you guys should talk to. Chris has a bunch of projects. He's kind of our Branford Marsalis as far as like having
Yes, sir.
The only person I know who's kept together a consistent group for several years. He's made several CDs, so he's definitely a guy to check out. And we're all friends. We played together in a bunch of different circumstances. So literally, when I was putting this thing together, I was like, well, I need a saxophone player. And we were sending each other jokes. And I was like, hey, you're set up to record. Play this, play something on this.
Yeah.
And he sent me the stuff back, and I did a little editing, moved some stuff around. So what you hear is, what we did, and I hope you like it.
Very nice. Okay.
Yeah, nice.
All right.
All right, Phil.
Phil?
Yeah, the name of this song is I'm a Soldier. That song is like one of the final songs I put together on my first project, and it's basically indicative of the hard fight I had in putting the project together. Joyce and Will, birthing your first project is always the one you got that sweat in, you got that elbow grease in, you fighting tooth and tail, what do you call it? You fighting. I had a tongue-tied Tommy moment, man.
I said tooth and tail. But anyway.
I was tight tooth and tail to the tongue. To the tongue, yeah. I was fighting tooth and nails to get it done, man. And it was just a fight, But the whole process, it did come together. The ironic thing was the bass player and the drummer, Blues Webb, Andre Blues Webb played drums, and my best friend Mark Walker played bass. And,
Mark Walker. Mark is cold.
That's my best friend in the world, man. His
Yeah,
my
man,
best man at my wedding, and his daughter is my that's my goddaughter. Yeah. So
that's cool. Man,
that was him. That was him. That interrupted our video to begin. Yeah. But
I
he
enjoy him.
They laid the foundation first, and then so I had my keyboardist come in, PJ Morgan, and he played keys.
Oh wow!
And he laid it down so nice, and I got everything in place, Mac, and everything was right, and I was left with 2 hours. Actually, I was left with about 6 hours studio time to record my whole CD.
Oh,
I had all the music done. You know, you had a budget back then, bro. We had a budget. I got everything right. Everything was tight, but I'm sitting up here with 6 hours to record all my
all the horns?
Wow. All my sax work.
Wow.
And so I get down to this thing last minute, man, and and this is the one I fought for, man. And my boy's like, man, you're a soldier, dog. You got this done. And I said, yeah, man, we all soldiers getting it done. He said, nah, man, you just laid 8 songs. You just laid 8 songs in 6 hours, man.
Wow. That's real good.
Man, that was hard. You know what? And I think for real, bro, I think we ought to get back to the one takers, man, because I mean, the one bad thing I think about the smooth jazz genre is I think folks have gotten away from their artistic themselves, just like you having solos in your music.
I feel you.
I think people are they're putting us in these cages, man, and say, okay, you got to perform in this environment, and if you don't do this, you're not a success. And I don't think that's true.
You're so right.
I don't think that's true. I think what's in your heart should come out, and as long as it's recorded and produced with excellence, and you got a quality mix on it, and I think you should do whatever art form you do. Yeah. And if it don't fall, and I've always stated, you know, if one person doesn't agree with you, my grandmother used to always say, one monkey don't stop a show, baby. You know what I mean? So it's
that's
and
right.
It's like,
I think that's one of the things that people need to understand is because, you know, when there was still more terrestrial radio, broadcast architecture dominated, you know, the consulting people dominated what got played. And then what happened was musicians started putting music together to fit a formula as opposed to what they actually wanted to express.
Right.
And even now as a producer, when I work with people, like if I submit tracks and they're just like, oh, well, it has to be, you know, the melody has to be repeated 4 times in the song. And this has to be good. And it has to sound like this, and it has to sound like that. I'm just
so it has to have a bridge. It has to have a bridge.
Oh, no, but they don't like bridges. You know, the bridges are just instrumental. They're not actual bridges. And my thing is, I shouldn't be able to listen to an hour of music and think that I'm listening to the same person. You know, because everything's structured the same. Because that means that it's background music to me. So,
You're right.
So, you know, now that we're all independent,
y'all preaching to the choir.
Do what you want, you know.
And the church said, "Amen."
Amen. Amen. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get these in before our time runs out, and then we'll come back and wrap things up. All right. So keep it locked, everybody. Enjoy this music, and we'll be right back.
Yep.
For you and me, baby. Don't change, baby. Each day's for you and me.
you just heard a couple of more great tracks from both our guests here, and man, I tell you, it's just awesome guys. Both of you
Mhm.
Yeah.
do great work, and it's just a pleasure to have you both on the show today. Really enjoy talking with you both, and of course we still got we got less than 10 minutes,
Yep.
so before time gets away, I would like for each one of you to tell our viewers how they can follow you and keep up with all the good things you're doing, and where they can get your music.
Well, on Facebook, I'm almost maxed out, but on Instagram, it's Will Howard or Will Groove 2, at Will Groove 2, I think. And on Bandcamp, which is the main platform I use for people to purchase the music, it's willhowardbandcamp.com, and it'll come up. If you search me like that, it'll come up. And it's also on iTunes and Amazon Music and all other streaming platforms, Spotify. So if you just want to check out what I do, go there. But go to Bandcamp, if you want to support.
Cool.
Cool. Phil?
Okay, yeah. First of all, my platform of choice is my website, www.philfrench.net. Everything I have is posted there. I also have music on iTunes, all your streaming platforms. You can check out my project there on iTunes. You type in Phil French Everlasting. I have one project on there. I've been totally going independent, staying away from the streaming for years, but I'm proud to announce that on my birthday, March the 29th, I'm going to be doing a major digital blast of all my previously released undigitized music. So it'll be on all
Wait, your
streaming
birthday's
platforms.
March the 29th?
Yeah, baby.
My birthday's March the 26th.
Well,
Wow.
Aries?
That's Mark Walker's birthday too.
What? Oh, wow. Aries.
For one great bass player to another, right?
Check y'all out.
Aries
Yeah.
power. Can't stop us.
Sweet.
Yeah, man. So yeah, my website, Facebook always Phil French. You can see my big ugly picture on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter also.
Oh yeah. My website is willgroove2.com.
Cool.
The number 2 or TWO?
Will WILLGROOVE, the number 2.com.
Okay.
.com.
And that's all things Will Howard.
Right. Very nice.
Cool.
Okay. Well, good deal. Well, guys, thanks again, and we definitely appreciate all you do, and it was just a pleasure to have you both on the show, and we look forward to all the great things you got up ahead, and definitely we would like to invite you back, anytime. So just let us know if you got something going on, or you'd like to come back and talk to us some more about some of the great things
Yeah,
you're
let
doing.
me know.
Yeah, let Grizz know, and we will get that set up. We really enjoyed it, and
I'm not coming back again, man, unless you got some fried chicken, man.
Right.
A brother can't be playing without no fried chicken, man. You got me up here hungry, man. At least have some chicken wings for a brother,
I'm
man.
hungry too.
Hell, man. You got me up here like a crackhead with no chicken, man.
All right then.
But you stay busy so much, in and out, and man, I've been trying to get you. I know Joyce has too, to try to get you to come on the show. But you're a busy man.
That's a blessing, man. I'm glad. I'm glad to say it. I'm busy a lot. Even in the midst of a pandemic. I mean, when you think about it in hindsight, Joyce and everybody, that man, it's nothing but the grace of God that still allows me to do things between session work and the spot dates that I'm getting. It's just nothing but the grace of God. Just like the song said, He's been so good. God's good, man. We're gracious.
Good.
Yes.
That's good. Absolutely. All right.
Okay.
But
Back
I'm gonna
to-
come over to Grand Prairie as soon as I get back in the country and holler at you, sit down, and chop it up.
Man, don't come over here without my bracelets, man. I'm telling you.
Don't forget his chicken wings.
And a bucket of chicken.
And the chicken.
Yeah, bring some chicken wings with you, Doc. I ain't talking about the wingettes. I'm talking about the whole wing.
Oh, that sounds good too. I'm hungry right now.
I know, right?
Oh my, I don't like chicken wings. I'll have a burger.
Better yet, Mac, we'll meet up and go to Pluckers. I like going to Pluckers, man.
All right, that'll work. That'll work.
Pluckers. That's my spot there. Like, hey, whenever you come to Texas, Will, man, come down here. We go to take you to Pluckers, man. They got the bomb diggity wings, Doc.
Man, that's one thing about Texas. That food, that brisket, that barbecue, all of that.
Boy.
No, hold on.
It's left in the show.
Brisket's all right, but you can kick that other stuff with the curd.
Gary, can we go?
Hey, I was about to say, did I start? So did I say
Yeah.
something wrong?
Don't get me
Fried macaroni and cheese.
Here in Africa. Look, here in Africa. He's on Facebook. I was like, what did you say?
And the last thing I'm gonna say, Will, is fried macaroni and cheese, dog.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
TBC.
To be continued.
I'll go get some mambo sauce on some chicken.
Okay. All right. Well.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much, man. We enjoyed ourselves.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We enjoyed
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate it.
All right. Well, Ray and Joyce and Grizz, go ahead and say your byes. Take us out so we can go ahead and close this thing down.
Right?
He's speechless.
That's a first.
Uh-huh.
Look at
You've been
this.
trying to get a
Time
word
I
in
got a word.
edgewise.
This is the only time I got a word in edgewise on the whole show this evening. I'm lucky I'm still awoke. But hey, man, hey, man, it's glad to meet you. And we're in Georgia. It's our pleasure to have you on the show. And I hope you come back real soon. And just check us out every now and then. Come on and see what we're doing. Phil.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It took a long time for you to get here. But you finally got here, man, my partner.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You're
Yes,
welcome.
sir.
Yes. You're very welcome. I'm glad to see you, man. But
Yes, sir.
look here, I don't have much to say because it's late over here and I need to go to bed.
Okay.
But I'm not
Past your
going.
bedtime, man.
Boy, you ain't lying.
Say good night, Grace.
Only thing I can say, see you later, bye.
Hey.
Hey, send me an email. Hey, send me an email, Mac.
All right.
All right. I
They have a
enjoyed
chat.
the show. Phil,
I'm gonna type my
enjoyed you.
I'm gonna type my email in the chat, Ray.
All right.
I get it from Grizz here and everything.
All right. Go ahead, Joyce.
Oh, you got my phone number, Phil?
Come on.
I got a new.
We're trying to get out of
phone,
here.
man. I think everything's All right, y'all. Talk to you.
Stay here. Don't go.
Real quick, Stan Diggs did respond, and he said he did play with Doug Williams and Timmy Smith back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Timmy
And
Smith.
he-
Yeah, we know him at the church I used to go to play at sometimes.
Yeah.
Family, yeah. Okay,
I just
yeah.
wants to know who the guitar player who's playing that slamming guitar solo on your last track.
His name is Alvin White.
Okay.
Alvin White. Yeah.
So you have a new fan, because I think it's pretty cool that he was here and you're a Redskin fan, and he's an NFL player, or former NFL player for that. So,
Oh yeah.
but that's all I got to say, because I know we got to go. But I enjoyed this show so much. Did I rhyme?
Now it's
Wrap it.
time to say goodbye.
And Joyce,
Our family.
Joyce, we enjoyed your saxophone today as
Saxo
well.
funk. Mm-hmm.
Y'all.
That's right. That's right.
Damn.
Thank you. And Gary, thanks for being
Congratulations. Mhm.
Yeah, appreciate that. Thanks. All right,
Yes.
Chris.
Loved it. All right. Don't have anyone scheduled yet, so hopefully I'll have somebody scheduled by the weekend, so that way Gary can put out the poster next week. but we'll let you know if we do get somebody. Have a great weekend, everyone. Be safe out there. We love you. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to do the thumbs up and subscribe. Okay? So be careful. See you. Love you. Ciao.
All right, everybody. See you next week.